Okay, let's get started. So, not wait more time. Okay, so today we'll be discussing about, like yesterday we are discussing about the various elements which are available on the web pages. How do we handle those elements? But here today we'll be discussing about the other things also. Let me take. So we are trying to handle radio buttons, checkboxes, and we were clicking on button and link, and after that, we were entering some data into this text field. So today we'll be talking about selecting the options from this select classes. Okay. So how do we select values from this particular drop down? So this drop down is if you have any options and we have a tag called select. Okay. So let's see that we have a tag here select. Okay. So if you have a select tag here and we have an option and values and the text is allowed here, like you can see the text for the drop down, right? So with the help of a select class in Selenium, we can able to perform operations on these drop downs. Okay. So what is that select class? And we'll discuss about it. What is select class and what is the different methods which are available as part of select class that we'll see. Select class APIs. Okay. So definition itself, it help you to select the elements from that particular elements or values from the dropdown. Okay. So model says select tag providing helper method to select and deselect options. Okay. So if you want to perform some select actions or deselect that particular option, so it will help you to do those actions on that particular dropdown. Okay. So what are the methods that we have is like here is these are the different methods that we have. So first we'll discuss about like select by index, select by value, select by visible text. After that, we'll try to see what are the options that we are able to get from this or get out of this particular methods. Okay. So here you can see public select and we have a how do we create this particular, this is kind of a class and we have to create object for that class. Okay. So what is the constructor that we have is like select web element. So you need to give the class name and you have to pass the element that you are trying to perform the actions. Okay. So likewise, you can see get wrapped element. So there are different methods we have and we'll see what are those methods, how these methods will help you. Okay. So first you need to remember this select is a class and this class will help you to perform actions on this particular select tag. Okay. So let's identify what is the option that we have for this, like the properties of this particular select class. Select tag is like ID class select. Okay. So let me go left. Okay, so we are able to select this. I'll copy this. I'll create a new package for this select. Select class. So here I'm going to create select examples. So within this, we'll try to copy this code. We have this code, right? So to save our time, I'm just copying this code. So this is like under this, what is that we want to identify is like we want to identify this particular, this is static, and I'll take the object identification from this class. Okay, so this is what we have to change. Okay, once it comes to this page, it will try to identify this element. This identification is like this is the object identification We are going to pass it as like parameter to the by class with XPath. Okay. So now what do you want to do? So we have to create object for the class. Okay. So our class select class is like a it has a group of members. Okay. So I'm going to use select is equals to new select of, and we have to pass a web element. Okay. Because we saw that constructor, right? Take this selector and we have to pass the element. So this is a class. We have to import it from the package org.openqa.selenium support UI. Okay. So we have implemented now. See. So if you want to select some, these are the methods which are available, right? Let's see. What is that we want to do is like first we want to identify the index. Okay. So I'm going to give the index 1. Select the option index 2. What is the option available which is part of the first index is like, so it is like BMW. Okay. So let's take, we have BMW already selected. We want to select the second option. Okay. The index which is available. So index is like, if you see this is like first index, second and third. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. So it has to select the Benz now. I'll try to and execute this code. So it should select the car type BMW. Benz or BMW, which is located at this location. Let me just check. Okay. I have to select the Benz. Okay. It's taking some time to load. That's the first time we are using it, right? So what happened to this? So it's just like, okay. What is that it is expecting? We did not pass a driver, so that is the reason why it was 20. It is selected Honda. Can you see this one? I'll try to call the highlight method also, so that we can highlight the element. And also, if we can pass this the driver. Yes, that I want to get the current driver. Okay, so if you are getting the current driver, then it would be helpful for us to call these methods. Okay, so just I'm trying to add that current driver. Now you see, again I'm going to run this code. I should be able to see that Honda option would be highlighted. See, okay. The option is selected. Like the option is like Honda is selected. That's it. So this is with the select by index. Okay, select by index. So next is like I want to take another method. So that is nothing but select by value. Okay, so for this value, we need to go and check the value. What is the value of it? Okay, here you can see values like Benz, BMW. Value is given option, value, and we have a text option. Okay, so I want to select, after selecting this one, I want to select Benz. So here you need to give the Benz. Okay. Now I'll go and try to execute this code. So this is with the help of like value. Okay, it should select this particular option based on the value. See now, Benz is selected. Okay, so this is with the help of like value. So we looked into the index and we looked into the value also. So let me just comment this one. So next would be visible text. Okay, visible text. The text which is visible. So for that we have select by visible text. Okay, so what is the visible text that we have? Visible text is like the text that we are trying to see. Okay, here we have like, BMW, Honda, everything is available, right? So I want to select this particular option. Visible text is like, this is a text. Okay, so this is a text actually. Refresh this. Element has been moved out. Okay, so I'll identify. So these are the visible text. Okay, so index is like based on the index position. This is first, second, and third. And here we can see value is like we need to take the value, and index text is like we can take the text. Okay, so now I want to select BMW. Okay, so we have this visible text is like BMW. First I'll select the Benz. First I'll select the Honda. Then I'm going to select the Benz. After that I'm going to select the BMW. Okay, so BMW. I'll use some wait period here so that we can see it. Okay, so after 3 seconds, it's going to change its value. Okay, so first is index, second one is like values, third one is like visible text. Okay, you can see this. What happened? It changed. First it selected Honda, then selected Benz, then after it selected BMW. Okay, so what are the other methods that we want to see is like select dot get all options. Okay, so get options is like it's going to list on what are the options that we have inside it. Okay, so this will return you the list of web elements. Okay, so this will return the list of web elements. See, list of web elements of UI support. Returns all the options belonging to that particular select type. So we got all the options now. We want to see all the options here. Okay, so I'll say option, all options. dot print. So what you want to do is like you want to get the text of all the options which are available on this. Okay. So what it does is like it will get you all the text and it will be printing this here. Okay. Right. Take Java application. A nice Java application. First, if you select Honda, then Benz, and after BMW, and get all the options which are available under this particular dropdown. Same BMW, Benz, and Honda. Okay. So with the help of like all options that we are going to get, options is like it will return list of web elements. Okay. So for example, if you want to see that what is the text, okay. So I want to select only that particular text. Okay. If option, whatever we are trying to select is like, if it is Honda, dot equals you can take some string here. This string is like dot equals okay. So if it is equals to Honda, whatever value that we are trying to give, then it will select that. Okay. Then what we have to do? So you want to click on it or else whatever you want to do, that particular action, you can just do that. Okay. Otherwise, you can use select by option. Okay. Select. This you want to select that one, right? So if that is equal, then I want to select that one. Select dot, select by. What is the value that we have? Like if that value or visible text, if any of these things matches, then it's going to select that one. Visible text, right? So finally it has to select the Honda again. If the string matches with that Honda, it will finally select the Honda. Okay. First it will select Honda. Then it will select Benz. And it will select BMW. And after that, finally it will select Honda again. Okay. So it has selected. It's very fast. So I can put some sleep there. If it matches with the Honda, then you wait for 3 seconds, then it's going to select. Sorry. So Benz, BMW, then finally it's going to select the Honda. Okay. So you see, this is the option. Finally, it got selected. You go to this and you can see. So what we are trying to do is like we are using this list of web elements, like all options, taking all options. Out of these all options, this is a web element it's going to return. Okay. So list of web elements. So I'm taking one web element at a time and checking for the option. Option dot get text is nothing but what is the text of that. Okay. So if that text of that particular element is Honda, visible text or whatever text that we are getting, but is equal to Honda, then it's going to select that particular option from the drop down. Okay. So this select class would work only when we have a tag select. Okay. So if you don't have select, then what we have to do, that will talk about like when we talk about Ajax calls. Okay. So we can call them as like Ajax and the other one is like bootstraps also. Okay. So we just want that is like dynamically they are going to call the list of elements and we'll see that how do we actually work on it. Okay. So this is all about like all options. Then we'll try to see what are the other methods that we can use. Okay. Select dot. So is it like, get first option selected. Okay. Get selected option. So what it does is like, it's going to return you the web element. Okay. So what I'm going to do is like, I'll take this one as like a web element. Then I'm going to use select dot. So in this select, select dot, what is that option that we want to see is like get first option selected. Will this work or not? We'll see. Okay. So otherwise we can use another option that we have. So what is that first option we have selected and we want to get the text of it. It will return you the web element. Okay. Honda, Benz, BMW, again Honda. See, what we got is like the first option selected is like it's showing Honda is the first option that we have selected. Okay. Let us change it for example, if I want to select the first option as like Benz, and then I'm going to again execute this code. It will remember. Okay. So that's nothing but this particular element was selected first. Or option or indexing based on the indexing. So how do we select the drop down elements? We have different methods here. Okay. Select by index, select by text, select by value, select by visible text. See, Benz, BMW, it's selected, Honda. And finally, we'll show you what is the first option that we have selected. So it is showing up Honda. Let me put this one here. So selected Benz. After that, we'll wait for 3 seconds, BMW, then Honda. And finally, we are done. Okay. So we'll see that what is that? It is showing BMW. Okay. Because here, what we try to do is like it's going to retain what the value that we have selected last. Okay. So this is like, we selected. Again, this is kind of like a different operation. So these are like different operations here. Okay. So here you can see the first index is like it is showing Honda, Benz here. Okay. Now it should show the Honda. Okay. So we'll go back and see. Yeah, it is like returning what is the value that we have selected last. Okay, so that is the reason why it is showing like what is the first selected option from this, because we have used this methods, right? So whichever method we used last, so it is showing up this is the value that we have selected. Okay, so in case if we are using multi select, like we have another kind of a select class wherein we can do the multi selection. Okay, so in this we can see which one is selected first and which one is selected last and what are all selected options. Okay, so here also it does the same thing, but the thing is that whichever method that we are using, right? So that method's value we are getting it. Like this one is selecting the option, right? So everything is like taken individually. So that is the reason why it is taking the option first selected option as like the option that we are last selected. Okay, we'll discuss about these things when we discuss about is multiple. Okay. I mean multi-select option. Okay, this is one drop down wherein we have a options here, value here, and text. And we have another thing what we can do is like we can select multiple options. Okay, here one option at a time from the drop down, here multiple options. Okay, we'll talk about these things till later. So we'll try to see what are the other options which are available as part of select classes. Okay, so select dot. See, deselect by index. Okay, so deselect by index is like if you want to deselect, see, we have select by index, select by value, select by visible text. If you want to deselect all or deselect by index, or what it does is like it's going to deselect that particular element. Okay, but the thing is like this: if we apply this one on drop down, it doesn't work. We need to have deselection for the particular multiple, like multiple select. If you have a multiple select, then we can work on it. But as far as like when we work on with the drop downs, these are the methods which are available. Select by index, select by value, and select by visible text. And finally, we are going to use the get options. Like it will get you all the list of options here. It looks easy when we have like a 3 to 4 options in the drop down. But consider a scenario when you have like a lot of drop downs, like a lot of options in drop downs. Okay, so I'm going to take another example here. Query select. This one, let me just take for example. So here you see that there are a lot of skills, right? See how many options are available here. So this comes under the select class. Okay, let's go and try to perform the actions like select skills. Okay, so Control C, Control F. We'll try to identify the element here. So it is under the select ID is equals to skills. So we are able to ID is equals to exact. Okay, so we need to give process. We'll try to perform actions on this particular element. So I'm going to take this one, registration. If I take the index, this will work. And now I will be changing. Like what are the skills that we have? Like C, C++, there is Java. Okay, so we'll select Java. So what is the value of it? We need to first identify what is the value of it. How do we identify the value here? Is like go here and just you can go and click on it and you will see the select box here. So okay, select a tag here and this is the select box here. So you can see value and this is like option and value and we have text, visible text. Okay, so visible text is like which is visible on the drop down. So let's consider I want to identify some element like okay, oral word perfect. So I'll go here and I'll select by value and visible text is like the other option is like I want to select something called intermediate. Okay, so if this is like Java, then it has to select the Java. Okay, so So if the text is matching, then I'm going to use this select dot. Dot text. Okay, I'm getting the text again. I'm going to select that Java. Okay. Now you see how this will change. I'll just scroll up. Okay. Head of Photoshop, Coral World Perfect, then internet. Finally, it will select the Java. Okay. So now you see there are a lot of options which are available under this, right? See, these many options are available. So we'll go here and we'll try to see what happens. Everything is working fine. So what we did, so we use this select class and we are using this methods to select them. Okay. So this is another example. So you can use any one of these examples. Okay. Let me just take this one, the other example for the multi-select. Okay. So this we don't have a multi-select here. So let me take the example from this side. So where we have this multi-select options. I'm going back here. So here you can see this multi-select. So generally, how do we select these options if you have like this? This is like multi-select box that I want to have. So let me show you like how do we exactly select this. Just you need to click on the control and mouse click. Okay. Sorry, you need to select this keyboard like key on the keyboard control. Then just you need to click on that particular option. Okay. So if you click first time, it will select. If you click for the second time, it will deselect. Okay, deselecting. You have to hold that control. Okay. So instead of doing this, we have an option in select class. So what are the methods that we are going to use is like we are going to use the select option here. Okay. So we do the same select options here, but we are going to, if you want to deselect that, you can just deselect with the help of like a passing index or value or visible text. Okay. So we'll check that one as like a separate. I will check that particular multi-select options in a different class. Okay. I'll just take this. I'll just change it. It's like multi-select example. Okay. I'm going to take this side. Export it. How do we check whether that particular element is a multi-select or not? So we have a option is select. Okay. So with that method, we can just go and check whether that particular element is multi-select or not. Okay. So ID is equal select ID is equals to this. So I'll be changing this ID here. Okay. So before checking all those things, I'll just remove everything. I want to check whether that particular element is multi-select or not. Okay. For this, we have a method called is multiple. Okay. So multiple. If is multiple, then it's going to return you the true. Otherwise, it will return the false. Okay. So it is true. So this way here on this element, we can perform actions like what is that action that we want to perform is like we want to multi-select this one. Okay. First I want to select peach, then I want to select orange, then I want to select apple. So how do we do it is like we need to use this select class, select dot. Now I'm going to use this select by index. First is like I want to select the third one. And after that I want to select by visible text. That is, what is the text that we have here is like apple. Then after I will select orange. Okay, this is visible text. Then after select file. And we have already used this select visible text. And I'm going to use the value. Select by value. To select this value, then we have to have this C, peach. Okay. So peach is already selected. I'll select the orange. Now we'll go and try to execute this code. So first it should select the peach, then apple, then after orange. It will be faster actually. Let me just close this one and see what is that exception that we are getting. Okay, index 3 is not there. 1 to 3, I think I'll take the 2. First, we'll go one after the other so that we can easily understand. So, it is selecting the option peach. You can see this, okay? So it is highlighted in blue. Okay, so we don't have this index like earlier. What we did is like we tried to take 3 index, okay, which is not there. Okay, so I'll take 2. Now we can execute this code. Okay, so we'll see that how this will be executed. So it will select peach after apple. After that, it's going to select the orange. See, all of them got selected. First, it selected peach, so it is faster. So that we'll just put some sleep here. Okay, so what are the methods that we can use for multi-select? We can use same options, like same methods which are available as per the select class. Okay, so after this, I want to find out like which element is selected first. So for this, we can go and use that get first option selected. The option which we selected is like peach. Okay, it should display me the peach now. It will select peach, then apple, then orange, and it will show me which one is first selected. Okay, so it has selected this option. So tag name it is okay. Sorry, what is that I have just taken is like this one. So I need to get the text of it. Okay. Again, we'll go and execute this and see what is that option that it shows, which is selected first. Okay, see now. So it is showing like apple is selected first. Okay. So, but here visible text, but what it is doing is like it is selecting, it is like first it is trying to select this apple. So it is showing up like apple is selected. So last selected is like orange. First selected is like, what is the second option that we have here is like, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, it should show the peach. Let me just check it again. Okay, for the text I'm trying to retrieve, right? It is showing up like apple text. The peach is selected, apple, orange. The apple it is showing, it should show the peach. Let me just get its value. For getting the value, we need to have this attribute value. Showing the apple actually. So it should, I think it's not considering. Let me check this one, guys. So first get selected option is like it will show you the, which is the option that we have selected for the first. Okay. So it should show the page. It is showing apple. Okay. Maybe like it is showing the first selected option. So the selected option is like we have selected the apple, right? So it should return me. Sorry, we have selected the piece, right? It should return me the first one. See, the first selected option in the select tag are currently selected option in a normal select. Okay, then normal select is like currently selected, but that whatever we have discussed here, right? So it like last whatever we have selected, so this will become the current. So that is the reason why it was highlighting this one. But here in this case, first get first selected is like it's going to return if the element which is like first selected in this select tag. Okay, so in this tag is like multi-select. We have like multi-select options list, right? So there we are selecting bridge. It is not showing that bridge, but it's showing apple. But it should show the bridge. I'll check on this, guys. Okay, don't worry. So next one is like we have select not all selected options. So if you want to check how many options that we have selected, for example, I want to only select two options. Okay, peach and orange. I should get that list. So select dot get all selected options. So it's going to return me what it is going to return is like it's going to return me the list of web elements. Okay, all selected options belongs to the select tag. So here I got it. Then going to list web element all selected options. I'll copy this code, guys, because I need not write it again. Selected action. I want to just print it. Okay. Wait, what are the options that I have selected? Okay, text. See, peach is selected and it will select orange. Okay. So after that, it will show me the list of options which we have selected. This leave this one. So I need to check this one. But yeah, this one I just commented. You can see what are the options that we have selected, orange and peach. Okay. So it will get all the list of selected options that we have selected as part of this multi-select class. Okay. So multi-select class like multi-select tag. Okay. So with the help of like select class, we have selected. So it is showing up like get all options will get all selected options will return you the list of web elements. From that list of web elements, I'm trying to get the text option. Okay. So this is for the is multi-select. So now we want to deselect this. Okay. So for the deselection, it is very simple. Deselect. So if you have selected value as like orange, visible. Now what it does is like it will deselect them. Let's check the element first. Yeah. Here we have value orange. Small o. Okay. So if you are giving value, then you have to give the value. Okay. This is the value that we have given. If you are giving visible text, you have to give this one. If you are giving the index, you need to check that one. Okay, index 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. You have to give the index. If value, then you have to give the value is equal to. We have the value here, right? So this is nothing but the value that we have to pass. If you want to give the text, visible text, then we can do the visible text, which will be inside this greater than and greater than and less than symbols, right? So within this tag, whatever we have, this is the value, visible text, and this is a value, and this is index. Complete thing is like complete option is kind of like a index at the end. So deselect by value. that I'm trying to deselect it. First, it will select two options, peach and orange. Here, orange, peach. Then after it will deselect the orange. See, it is deselecting. Okay, so next we'll try to take with deselection is like whatever you have selected that we are deselecting type. Okay, here I'm going to take reach. We'll just give some 2 seconds of it.
Given incorrect spelling of each.
Yeah, sorry. I got it. I gave it as like a peach actually. It is a peach. Oh, sorry. Now you see, it has deselected this. So after this, if you want to deselect is like deselection of all. Okay. So if you want to deselect all of them, so I'll again select these elements. First, it will select the peach, apple, orange, and after that, will deselect all of them. Okay. Here it will deselect based on deselect by value, deselect by visible text. Index also I can give here. Okay, so I can give the index here. I'll try to add that index also. Deselect by index. I'll take first one. Okay. And after that, I want to deselect all of them. I'll do it. First, it will select orange page, deselect them, again select all of them, and deselect using index and deselect all. Orange page, deselecting orange and deselecting page, again selecting page, apple, and after orange, and again deselecting orange and deselect all of them. Okay, so like this, we'll be using these methods when we want to perform selection or deselection of this multiple select. Okay, multiple select option. But in case of drop down, we have select by see what they are going to ask you in interviews like what are the methods that are available as part of select class. You can say select by index, select by visible text, select by value. Okay. So and again, what are the options which are available as part of like multi-select is like we have like get first selected. So get first selected the option is like it will return the option which is like currently selecting. For example, you select last, we have selected Honda. This is nothing but it will become current element, right? So it will show you this one. So in case of Apple, in case of this multi-select, it will show you the Apple. If you are selecting the Apple as like first select, okay. And get all options, selected options is like it will show or else it will capture all the options that we have selected as part of multi-select. Deselecting by index is like deselecting the index, deselecting visible text, and deselecting by value. So this will be helpful when we are working on this multi-select. So is multiple is like the Boolean variable, it will the Boolean value it will return if that particular element is a multi-select. And then deselect all, it will deselect all. And get all options is like it will return you all the options which are available in this particular drop down or here in the list. Okay. So here in the multi-select list. So we can perform this particular actions based on the methods that we have here. Okay. So we have covered deselect all, everything this is covered. And this is also covered, like you can use some equals plus whatever, like, check, you want to check the value of it, you can check value with the help of like equals. Okay. So select all options for get first selected option. I'll get back to it on this, guys. Actually, it has to return the web element. So it will return in the web element, the first selected option, it will show you. Get options is like it will show all the options which are available under that particular web element. So this is like get wrapped element. We need not to worry about it. I'm not sure like why we don't use this one. Okay. So we don't use this wrapped element. So these are kind of an object, right? So objects and classes that we have inside that, the few methods would be coming from the object classes. So is multiple, select by index, select by visible text, select by visible, select by value, select by visible text. We have selected, we have worked on this, right? So you can have a clear documentation here, guys. I want you to understand everything in terms of like documentation. Please go to the documentation and it clearly explains everything, each and everything. If you are not sure about why do we use these classes and what exactly we have kind of like constructors or methods within that classes, or what is the description, what that method does, everything will be documented here. Okay. So now if you want to understand this, just you need to click on this. See, it will give you clear examples. Select the option at the given index. This is done examining the index attribute of an element and not merely by counting. Okay. So it's like based on the indexing. Okay. So here you see. So what it does is like, what is the return type of it? What is the parameter it's going to use? What is the name of that method? And what it returns. If the element is not found, it's going to show you like no such element exception. Okay. So I want you to understand this document, guys. So it's very simple to search. So what you need to do is like, you can see, just use selenium.dev plus whatever class you want to see. For example, if you want to understand about alert prompts and confirmations, everything is documented here. See, how does this alert works and what is the syntax of it. So everything is given in this case. Okay. So only you need to know how do we exactly use them. So if you want to use the alert API, then also we have interface alert. See, what are the methods which are available? We'll discuss about alerts also.
Shikhan, you are not audible, not able to see in screen. Are you there?
Oh, it went on this mute also, right? Sorry, I was talking over the mute, guys. I'll just share the screen. I'll discuss about it again. Okay. So what I was talking is like, we are done with this select class, and tomorrow we'll be starting with how do we handle this windows, frames, and how do we handle the alerts. Okay. So here we have a good example of those things. We have like, how do we handle this alert? When we click on this, we get this alert box, and how do we click OK? And after that, how do we click on this OK or cancel? When we click on OK, so we can see this text. We need to validate this text. We click on cancel, it doesn't get see. You pressed cancel. It show up these things. So again, text boxes is like, if you want to enter some text here, so you need to switch here and you need to enter the text. Okay. So click on OK, it will show you this particular string here. So if you click on, like if you don't enter anything or click on cancel, it doesn't show anything. So these validations we'll see on other classes. Okay. So Windows also, we have this Windows. When we click on this, it will open a new tab. When we click on separate window, it will open a separate window. And what, like switch to this window, and if you want to click on this downloads, okay, get the title of it, close it, come back to this main window and come here, click on this, it will open a window, enter this. So these actions we are going to see. Okay. So how do we perform like switching between the windows, switching between the alerts, switching between the frames, that we are going to see in coming classes. Okay. Tomorrow we'll start with handles. And to discuss window handles first, because it will give the fair idea about like how do you switch windows and the actions that we are going to perform on the windows. Okay. So likewise, we are going to work on this different set of things that we have as part of the web elements. Okay. These are like web elements. Okay. And this is the web page. Inside this web element, we can perform the different actions.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So we'll see good examples. We have a lot of examples here, and how do we switch? These are complex things. Okay. How do we go from one window to one frame to the other frame? Inside that frame, how do we come back again? Okay. So everything we'll be discussing in detail. Okay. Thanks for your time, guys. So let's meet tomorrow at same time, and we'll be discussing handles tomorrow. Yeah, Devi, you have some from questions, right? So we can connect. You can share your screen. Let me know. Yeah.
Actually, sir, I want to, according to yesterday class, I want, please explain me once again, sir, all over what we have done yesterday.
Okay. So yesterday we were trying to perform web elements, identify. Okay. So we discussed about this web elements, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
For example, if you have any text boxes, any text boxes, then what we do is like we are going to use the send keys. Okay? Send keys will help you to send the sequence of instructions. See here we have see. Mouse over on it, it will show. Use this method to simulate typing into an element. Okay. So text boxes we type. Text boxes we type. That's the thing. But for entering some data into that particular element, we'll be using send keys.
Okay.
Okay. So if you have any other element, which is like if you want to click on it, okay, click on it like radio button. Now you can see this is a radio button. So what action we perform on it is like we are going to click on it. Okay. So here you can go ahead and you see you can just click on this. Okay. So click action. But here it is like you can enter data. Okay. So something. So here also radio button. So how do we identify them? So we identify them with the inspector here. Okay. So here you can see input ID. So identify them. Then after what we do is like we are going to perform the action. Like we are going to click on that. Okay. So radio buttons will click. Check boxes we check. Check is nothing but again clicking. Click action. Okay. So after that we have something like we are inserting some data, and after that we are going to get that data. Okay. So in that case, what we do is like we can use get text, or if you want to get the text of that particular label. For example, this is the text. So I want to get the text of this. So you can use the get text method. And after that, if you want to click on any of the hyperlinks, okay, hyperlinks, we can use partial link text or link text. Okay, so partial link text or link text, and we have to give the visible text of it. Okay, for example, I want to click on this element. Okay, so here you can see this is showing up like anchor tag. How do we identify? Go and inspect that. If we have a here, so it says like anchor tag. Okay, so in some cases we have images also. So images would also have this anchor tag. Sometimes you can see some images will have kind of like, see, source it is showing, right? So
Yes, sir.
when I just see, this is nothing but again, it's a kind of anchor tag. When I click on it, it may navigate to some places. See, it is showing something here. Go back again, click on this. What it is doing? At the down, you can see that something is happening here. Okay, I'll just close it again and I'm going to click on this. Go back again. Now click on this. See what it is doing? It is loading something. Okay. So that is nothing but this is kind of like actions. Like again, this is a hyperlink. Okay. So right click on it, inspect. Now you can see this is anchor tag.
Okay, sir.
Anchor tag. So we have again in that, this is like, kind of a list. Again, we have few things. When we just click on this, let me just show you an example. So if I take say again, you have something like it's going to refresh this particular thing. Okay. This is again a drop down. Select drop down. Okay. Select drop down. You can see values. And these are the options. When you select these options, it's going to perform some action. Okay. So let's see that all. When I click on all. So what it is doing, it is bringing all this, rendering all this values. So in case of link text, we are going to click on them. So we need to give the visible text of that particular element. Okay. The anchor tag. If you have anchor tag or images, then we can just go and give that one. So, and again, yesterday we looked into few things like, I want to wait for that particular element. So already we discussed about synchronization. So synchronization was is like it will wait for that particular element to get loaded within a 30 seconds of time. So here we are using explicit wait. Explicit wait will wait only for that particular element. Implicit wait, it will wait for all the elements on the web page. And we have used page load also. Page load is like kind of, it will take time to load that particular page within a given period of time. Okay. So that's nothing but time limit, 0 to 60 seconds that we are giving. Within the 60 seconds, if it is not loading, it's going to throw the timeout exception. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir.
Do you have any other questions, David?
No, sir. I'm done.
Okay, please practice this, guys. This is very important. So today we looked into select classes. In both cases, we have discussed single like drop down as well as like multi select also. Tomorrow we'll discuss about like window handles, and I'll try to cover window handles and alerts in one class. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thanks for your time, guys. Let's meet tomorrow.
Thank you.